This morning I'm spending 5 minutes with Councillor Paul Jacob. How are you?
Good, thank you, Wildy. Good.
Now, you've put your hand up. You want to be a candidate to be Townsville's next mayor. You've been the deputy mayor before. You've been a councillor before. So why put it up again this time?
Yeah, well, I've also acted in the mayor's role as well as the deputy mayor. It's because I really do enjoy being a councillor. And being a councillor can involve being the deputy mayor, it can involve being the mayor. And even when I was sitting up in the mayor's spot, acting mayor for about 7 or 8 weeks, I did actually enjoy the job.
But you did step down from being deputy mayor.
I did step down from being deputy mayor. There was a series of circumstances that I did stand down in.
Yep.
And the councillors have the final vote. So it was really up to the councillors to say, do we still want Paul in that position or do we want somebody else in that position? And they decided.
So how would you go about, if you became mayor this time, having the support of the councillors now?
Look, I have a lot more support of the councillors now because since that occurred in, I think it was November last year, I've got to know all the councillors. All the new councillors have been in 12 months since then, and we've established a really good relationship in the chamber and also working together. So I don't think I'd have any problems. The problem with the first one was the fact that I was voted in on a 6-5 vote, managed to be there for about 8 months, but it was just one of those things where when you're in those positions, you can expect the councillors to want to do something different.
Now, the public are expecting a lot from the council because we've had a pretty tumultuous 18 months. So they want a path forward. They want to see, Townsville on a growth spurt and things like that. So what can you offer if you become Townsville's next mayor?
Well, the first thing I'll offer is that we go ahead with those 2 projects that have been delayed. That's the Horton Pipeline and it's also Lansdowne. Horton Pipeline is really important to me, even though, because I was the chair of Water and Waste between 16 and 19, but it secures Townsville's water. So events or capital things that are happening now are the ones that I want to finish. And I don't want to start anything new until we work our finances out, because as you know, the community know that it's been a tough time for this council with certain events. I didn't vote for the Strand parking because I love the Strand. I want everybody to enjoy it. I didn't vote for the delegations to the CEO. And I also didn't vote for this new ecotourism where you can just go to council with your plans and it doesn't go to community consultation. So I'm really looking at what the council are doing and that's what I want to do, Wildy.
So, Paul, as you said, if you become the mayor, do you think that, you said all the councillors were working well now, so you think moving forward that is going to stay that way with a new mayor in place?
It has to stay that way. Yep. We've been through hell and back in this last year and 3/4, and all the councillors realise that because of the events that have taken place. The councillors, I believe, will support me, and that's all of the councillors as a mayor. I mean, we won't necessarily vote on the same things the same way, but they will support me to have a stabilisation that we need in council.
9 candidates. That sort of surprised me that we have so many candidates running this time around, I suppose, because last time they saw what happened with only 2 candidates. So 9, that's a big ask, and maybe, we might split the vote a bit.
It definitely will split the vote.
Yep.
And especially with postal voting and being optional preferential,
yep,
it'll definitely split the vote. This is the first time I think we've gone to a mayoral election as postal,
yep,
and we didn't have much time to do this. I think they've all got to be in by the 15th of November.
Yep.
So really, when you think of it, by the time people receive those posts and everything like that, people will see faces and names on that, and they won't have a clue who they are,
yep,
unless they've already got a bit of a profile, like being a councillor,
yep,
being a chair, being an acting mayor, and it's going to be difficult for them.
Now, Paul, why did we go the way of postal vote? I know you guys had to vote on it, whether we go to the ballots or postal. Why was that?
It was voted in by council, and I can tell the listeners that I did not vote for postal.
Yep.
I voted to have a normal election,
yep,
with a normal pre-poll,
yep,
people handing out, because that day itself is really entrenched in what we do in the voting system. So I did vote against it.
So if you become mayor, that will trigger another by-election in your division, though.
It will. It'll trigger a by-election in Division 1.
Yep.
Because what happens with a councillor for the first 4 years is the first year and is the candidate who came second will be the councillor. Years 2 and years 3 have to go to a vote. Year 4 can be appointed by the council. So this will be in year 2.
Councillor Paul Jacob, thanks very much for spending 5 minutes with Wildy.
Thank you very much for inviting me.